During my meditation, before I started this reading, Spirit shared with me that someone has made a huge mistake and they have some regrets, and they are realizing that what they did really hurt you, and they want to share some messages with us. So let's see what that person is trying to say to you right now. This is a no contact situation. Obviously, they're missing you, Spirit just said. So let's see what those messages are. Welcome, everybody. We're going to be doing some charms and some initials. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to anybody that's been newly guided here. How I miss your touch, your presence, your essence, everything about you, everything about us. I miss it all. I made a mistake. I've made a huge mistake. Is it really over between us? Please tell me we can try again. Okay. Spirit just says, there's a lot of debate in their mind over, should I be reaching out? Should I call? Should we talk? There's just kind of this whirlwind going on in their head of, what's my next move? What am I supposed to do? You've given me so many chances and I knew I blew it. I know I blew it. I just know it. I know that I've totally screwed up here. And karma is catching up with me is how I feel. Like this person just really feels like nothing's going right. Like, not that they have a black cloud over their head. I don't believe in those things, but nothing seems to be going right since you've been gone. And it just is really kind of a little bit surreal to them. Like all of a sudden there's like, I don't know, a run of bad luck. I guess I want to say it that way. They're saying even to the extent that somebody out there had like a flat tire, it's just like everyday thing, like, on the way to work, just like this random flat tire, so it's just this run of bad luck. I'm going to say it that way. I tried to call you to apologize, but I guess you blocked my phone number. So some of you may not even want to hear from this person. You may be really, really struggling with, what is it that this person has for you? That could be difficult. You are my destiny. I wish I knew this when we were together. Okay, I definitely feel that way. I'll always be here for you, even if it's just to be your friend. Now, I wouldn't go down that path of I think many of you can't be just friends. I think it's too difficult when you love somebody. So, and that's also a way of somebody keeping you on the hook. Like, I want to kind of try out, being single, but I want you in my life still. No, you either want me in your life or you don't. I'm sorry I hurt you. I regret more than you will ever know. So I definitely am feeling, this is pain on a multiple of levels. And I made a big mistake. And I'm sorry that I hurt you. Right. So it's definitely this feeling of, what have I done? What have I done? Kind of waking up to, I threw away a good thing. And I don't know, sometimes we just don't even know why is how it's coming into me. Like if I had to pinpoint any one thing in this connection, I would say, I just don't even know why. So let's see what the cards are saying. But right now, I definitely have, I'm admitting some hurt feelings. Okay, let's keep going. Welcome, everybody. If you're new to my channel, 10:10 on the clock when I'm recording this. My name is Kathy Mamelin. I am a professional psychic medium. This is a fully channeled message. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. If you're new, I would love for you to do that. Check out in my descriptions, my other two channels as well. Let's see what the cards are saying. I've captured you. I captured your heart once is how it came into me. I have faith. Still this sense of I have faith and hope in us. Okay, that's enjoyable. I like that. I trust. I need you to trust me again. I know I've lost your trust. I'm going to have to earn your trust. And I do want a committed relationship. Now, if they come back, it's going to have to be under different terms. It's going to have to be, like I can't go through this again. I can't have you up and leave again. You know, you've got, oh, my hands are tingling. So that's spirit's way of telling me that I'm accurate. So the commitment has to be there. You have to feel like this person is sincere, spirit just said, is going to be there for you. And there's a lot of things that they said that hurt. And they're also saying to me that there were a lot of things that were left unsaid. And that is probably the more difficult part, that they didn't share with you why. They didn't share with you, you know, did this come on all of a sudden? Was there something else? Was this brewing for a while? Why did they need a break? Is it you? Is it them? Is it interference? You know, there's this unfinished business energy. And I'm just going to say unsaid words, right? That what was left unsaid is the emptiness that I'm struggling with. That is what's making you feel empty. It is the distance, they're saying. The distance, you were so close, so intimate, so emotional. And then there's this huge kind of distance between you, and you can't fill in those gaps by yourself. And that's what is so upsetting. So they would have to explain themselves. They would have to fill in those gaps. I have dating, new love options, back on the market. That just came into me as soon as you let go. Okay, you moved on. Your energy started telling the world that I'm ready to start again. You might be talking to new people. You may be back online dating. You may be starting to just move on with your life. Like, I'm not going to waste my time with this and wait around for somebody. I deserve better. It's almost this psychic connection that's happening with me right now that says to the other person that's kind of regretful, saying, you know, like, I know they're talking to somebody. I know there's somebody else that's come into their energy, and now they're panicking. Now they're kind of freaking out with, you know, you're starting to date other people. You're definitely moving on. You're not waiting. So that is when the energy truly shifts, is when you move on, and they can't handle that because they can feel it. Mind games. I'm tired of the mind games. It could be on both sides. It could be on more on one side than the other side. I feel like every move is a strategic move. Should I call? Shouldn't I call? Should I chase? Shouldn't I chase? Will they call? They didn't call. You know, it's like every single move is this strategy. But I don't know if that much effort is being put into it as a, what do I do next energy? You know, like kind of this fearfulness of, I just don't know what to do. And I have a soul contract. Just remember, if this is a soulmate, a twin flame, that you are under a soul contract, and what you're going through right now, including the separation, is, I know you don't want to hear this, is the lesson. And we have to have that separation for long enough. Now, if this has only been a couple of days, a no contact separation really works with like 45 days to 60 days. Because it allows the person to do that analysis, that self-growth, learn that lesson, feel the pain, spirit just said, break the cycle of some kind, and realize what they really want. If they come running back within 24 hours, 2 days, you're probably going to end up right where you ended up again. Okay. It wasn't long enough to feel that separation. So no contacts. If they're going to come back, you usually see them in a window of about 45 to 60 days. You can see them, of course, after that, but that's like the cheeky point in the relationship, that somebody comes back. So you got to give them that 6 to 8 weeks time period to reflect, is how I feel. I have a spiritual attack, karma. Now, I got to tell you, whether it's flat tires, things going bad at work, somebody just had a sore throat, bronchitis, sinus infection, you know, just crazy stuff happening with the house. You know, something happened with the house. My refrigerator died. My dryer died. You know, it just feels like things that are just everyday things that would happen to somebody, but it seems like they're on a run of them. It's like one thing after another, and they're irritating. They involve money. They involve that I got to do something about it. I got to hire people. I got to take time out of my day to fix something. So I just feel like this person is on this karmic attack. My hands are, because of their energy that we're pushing out towards you, that you didn't deserve it. You didn't deserve the behavior. You didn't deserve to be heard. And I feel like just, you know, just karma's catching up with them somehow. Spirit, please share with me. I have a Knight of Wands. I have a Three of Cups. I have a Nine of Cups. And I have a High Priestess. Now that is a lot of reminiscing to me. It came into me as, you remember when we fell in love and I was so excited to tell everybody about you. And I've never been so comfortable with anybody in my life. I've never been so turned on to anybody in my life. So there's this incredible feeling of, I felt so connected to you, even on a soul level. Now, this person might not have walked around and said, I think you're my twin flame or my soulmate. I don't think that that's how they talk. But I feel like when they reminisce about it, they just realize that it was really, really good. And almost this feeling of what happened, you know, like where did that go? Bottom of my deck. Thank you, Spirit. I have a Lover's card. So whether they know it or they're just feeling it or they're reminiscing about it, they are recognizing that this is some kind of soul contract. And that is probably in a Knight of Cups, bottom of my deck. Yeah. So they're remembering what it was like to love you, Spirit just said. And that's where the pain's coming in, you know, that maybe we're forgetting the hard words or forgetting the difficult days or the tears, and we're remembering the good things. Okay. Now, sometimes we have a tendency to only remember the good things when we're in no contact and almost fantasize about a relationship instead of thinking about the things we need to work on and the lessons that we have to learn. So we want to be careful that we don't remember just the good, because there's good and ugly. And we want to make sure that, you know, we're being realistic about the things that do need to be changed or worked on. Let's grab some initials. Now, some of you may get some initials from your person. First initial, last initial. Maybe you'll spell your person's name, which is always exciting. So let's get a handful of these and let's see what they want for you today. Okay. I have a letter H. I have a D. I have an A. Another I. I have the letter N. Looks like Diane. It feels like I'm spelling Diane. Okay, I have an E. I have a B. I have an E. O. E. Okay, I have an F. I'm sorry, I have a P. I felt like I wanted to say Phoebe. I don't know. That was kind of an odd word to me. That's where that F came. I know Phoebe's spelled with like a P. So, but I felt like maybe somebody out there's Phoebe, something like that. I have an X. I have an S. I have a F. I have an A. M. I have a U today, an N, and I have an R. Okay, so some of you may really connect to that. And first initials, last initials, let me know in the comments. I always like to know that, you know, oh my God, you got me, you got my person. I always think that that's fun. It is fun. It is fun. All right, let's see what they want you to know about this connection. Spirit, please tell me what my person is thinking and feeling. I can handle it. I can handle brutally honest. I can handle it one way or another. I can handle the worst. I can handle the best. Better unsaid. What did I say earlier? Unsaid words. We are a love story never written. Maybe in another life I would be yours. So there's left unsaid words. And that feels to me that is the hardest part. That we didn't complete this. We didn't finish this. It's unfinished, right? It's kind of like the quilt that you make and you leave in the corner and you're like, I'll finish that next week. And then years the quilt is still sitting there. But the unsaid words, I think, is what we're both struggling with the most. I wish I had said that. I wish we had talked about that. I wish I had told you how much I love you. Oh, my hands just tingled when I said that. Maybe they didn't share with you what they truly felt. And they always made you feel less than, Spirit just said, or not worthy of a true love, that you needed more from them. I surrender to whatever this life has planned for me. Maybe something good will happen eventually. If I just keep waiting, maybe the universe will reward my patience. Probably not. Now, I would say that Spirit does reward all of us. Patience is very difficult. And there is a feeling of, I have to surrender to my path. We both have to surrender to this. If they said things to you like, well, if it's meant to be, it will be, you know, people say that like kind of out of the side of their mouth just to make you feel better. But it is the truth. If it is meant to be, Spirit will bring this back together. So the fact that they're even spending this much energy thinking about their own feelings and thinking about, I love the reminiscing part, that tells me that the feelings haven't been completely severed, that the feelings are still activated, so to speak. They're still there. I would just hold you. I always, that's the feeling of, I could just hold you and we didn't have to talk. I'd be thrilled. Just to help you relax, to make you feel loved and cared for, to make you feel heard and understood. I won't offer advice you don't need. I would just hold you as long as you would allow me to. So this feeling of, if I could just hold you just to see what I feel. I feel like if I could just test these feelings somehow, like I know the feelings are there, but I wouldn't be able to tell until I see you again. Spirit saying, until I hear your voice. It's like, when I hear your voice, I will break. Your voice will break me. Okay. There's a sense of, I almost can't hear your voice right now. That's all it would take. I don't even know if I could communicate. If I heard your voice on the other end of the phone, I'd be like, I can't even speak. So your voice would break me. There's something, the sound of your voice, the tone of your voice. Okay. Our soul bond is sacred. Remember that. No matter what stage you're in, Spirit brought you guys together for a reason. It is a sacred bond. Okay. It is an intimate bond, and you do have this psychic connection they're sharing with me. So we want to remember that it's a sacred bond at all times, and sacred bonds go through journeys, and that's what we're doing with this person. So we want to just see, and rely on that kind of spiritual, that God brought us together. I made poor judgment. I've made a big mistake. I made a bad choice. I have fears and anxieties. I'm afraid I'm going to lose you forever. I didn't think it was going to hurt this bad. I didn't think that you would move on so quickly. I'm fighting to emotionally detach, but I'm not winning. Okay, I've been trying to let you go. I've been trying to not think about you. I've been trying to not obsess over you. But guess what? Every day that I wake up, you're the first thing I think about. I check my phone. I check my social media. I check your social media to see what's going on. I check your friends. So there's a little bit of a obsession just with that. Like even I feel like my daily routine involves you, that it's somehow checking up on you, or like I said, just consistently looking at their phone. But almost my daily routine still involves you. I have a Page of Cups. I have a Six of Pentacles. I have a Ten of Wands. And I have a Page of Swords. This is a feeling to me of if we tried harder, okay? And I don't want to say start from the beginning, because you do have history, obviously, and you don't have to start from the beginning. There's a lot that you've already learned. But maybe just learning new things about each other, maybe finding new things that we have in common, or finding new things that we can do together so that we have more interest in each other, so that we are more excited about this connection on an ongoing basis. So even if we reconnect, we are going to have a sense of starting over, and we're going to have to make it so that we're putting in not necessarily the same amount of energy as when we were first dating, because you know each other, you're repairing, you're healing, but you're putting in a different effort than you were. And it's more of trying harder would be the best way for me to say it, is I'm just going to put in the effort. I'm going to try harder this time. Spirit, and I hope you notice, Spirit just said. So if they get a chance, they want a chance to show you that they can try harder and I guess do better, and you can also. I have the Velvet Glove. Relying on others to guide you may lead you astray. Don't listen to anybody else, okay? Don't listen to the person who says to you, well, I would never take them back. Somebody who did that to me, I'd never talk to again, okay? They're not you. They're not them. You and your person are the only two people that know what you have between the two of you, what has ever been said, what you feel. Nobody can make those choices for you but you. So don't take advice from the person who probably isn't in a healthy relationship themselves, if at all. And don't take advice from somebody who just immediately disregards the feeling that people can repair and heal and change, that they just throw that out the door and say, you know what, you made a mistake, you're done. So you don't have to listen to those people. You're the one who gets to decide. And that's really what it's all about. It's all about how you were treated. The Golden Bridge, staying behind might isolate you from life's possibility. They want you to move on no matter what. Okay. And it was almost this feeling of you crossing this golden bridge in other areas of your life where you are moving on with, I love myself, I've healed, I'm exercising, I feel great about myself, I'm reconnecting to friends and family, my career is going great. And it was almost like somebody coming up behind you, like they have to run to catch up. And it was like me, like, just for a moment there, like, who's running up behind you? And it was that you had healed. It's that you had grown and you were ahead of them. And your person has to run to catch up to you. So keep doing what you're doing, because if you're making them run, then that tells me that they're full steam. They are all in, right? They're putting in that effort, but it's because you are ahead of them and they see, like, I see where you're going. I see how you are feeling better. I see that you're doing better. I want to be near you. So I really thank you, Spirit, for that image, because it was really, it was visual to me, and I could feel kind of that that running, the person almost chasing you again. Shadow devotion. Beware of misplaced devotion. It may mask hidden truths. That is the feeling I had a moment ago, where we only remember the good, where we fantasize about how amazing it was when we fell in love. Everything they said and did was amazing. And we forget the little things that, you know, maybe you built up a resentment for, or they said and they hurt you, or they didn't step to the plate for. So don't look at just the rosy stuff. Look at it all. Okay. I mean, not every relationship's perfect. But don't just look at the rosy and say, I had a perfect relationship with this person. You didn't. Nobody does. So you got to look at it realistically. And that's what they're saying. Amber memories. Living too long in the past may keep you from the present's embrace. They want you to move forward in the present. They don't want you to keep reliving what you had with this person. Now, if this person comes back, you'll have new memories in the present. Great. You'll have a future together. Or Spirit is going to remove this person from your life because they have something better and they're doing you a favor. So either way, Spirit's always protecting you and your best interest. But it is a feeling of, I don't want to just keep thinking about my past person and just wanting that back. Okay, you're not going to ever get that back. You may get something different with that person back, but you don't want to just stay in that I just want my life back energy, because you've changed and they've changed just because of the separation. Let's get some charms. Let's see what they're saying about the charms. Let's get a scoop of charms and see what's jumping out at me. Okay, a little bit of everything in this. I do have some little letters, so we'll try to grab the little letters first. So I have a letter C. Nope, I'm sorry. I have the letter G. I have a W. I have a G. I have a W. These little letters are really little. They're hard. Hold on, I'm going to get it. W. Okay, G. I wish they were a little bigger, but W. Maybe they're very important to somebody. Okay, here's another W. And another C. Okay, no, just a C. I had the G. Okay, and here's the C. Here's a T. Here is a V, the letter V. Okay. Letter V for Vicky, Victor. I have let me see if I have any other letters. Okay. I think that's everything with the letters. Okay. So I have 3 hearts. I'm going to say the 3 of Cups, okay, with this die. So it's a feeling of three of Cups is a celebration always for me. And it could be a reconciliation. It could be, I always see it as an engagement. I always see it as I'm celebrating something substantial. I'm telling my family, my friends, I am filled with love. I'm so happy. We're going from a 2 of Cups where I just met somebody to a 3 of Cups where maybe I'm sharing that I just met somebody. So it could be just we're back together and people are genuinely happy to hear that. Good. I'm glad you're going to work things out. So maybe people will be genuinely happy for you. I have a couple of moons. I'm going to put the star, the moon, 2 moons and a couple of stars together. More of a let the universe work energy, that you don't have control over their feelings. You only have control over your feelings right now. And even though you're watching this reading and you kind of want to know what they're thinking and feeling, hopefully out of the reading, you're going to get more confidence or more emotional balance for yourself than about them, that you'll feel like better for yourself from these, my readings at least. But just let the universe work. Just let the universe, let this unfold. Okay. Even if it's not where you want it to be, it's still in motion and it's still happening. So I feel like that's the message with that. I have a lightning bolt, and that came into me almost this feeling of, I have a moon and a lightning bolt. I'm gonna put these together. Maybe it's a full moon, maybe it's around a full moon, but it's a feeling of out of nowhere. Okay, that all of a sudden you do hear from this person, and this person does want to talk about the unsaid words. And you feel like, again, you hear their voice and maybe you can't even speak. And that's enough for you to realize that these feelings have not changed. Months have gone by, Spirit just said, some cases years. And you hear their voice and you're just right back where you were emotionally. So I feel like it's kind of a boom energy, like boom, here is this person. And they just totally grab your heart. And I think just the sound of their voice is enough to almost paralyze you. I have a lollipop and a little bow and a pink flower. I'm going to put these together. I feel like it's a child. I'm going to say a daughter to somebody. And I feel like that's kind of an icebreaker because it's something that we could talk about. How's your daughter? What's going on? It's kind of like once removed. I miss her. What's she up to? We can laugh about something. So I feel like we are both genuinely concerned about the daughter. We are asking for the right reasons. So there's something going on there. It could be a child, grandchild, could be male or female, but I'm leaning towards a daughter. I do have a spiritual palm. So they're using the words rights to me. And when I asked what the rights are, it was almost like the written law, similar to the Bible, but it felt more, scripture in another culture. And it was like kind of the laws of God. So something is going on around the laws of God. I want to respect the laws of God. I want to honor the laws of God. I want to worship the laws of God. So maybe you both are in the same culture, same spiritual space. And that's something that you behold, something along those lines. I'm going to put these wedding bells with that. And I have an arrow coming in. So this feeling of commitment, this feeling of I want to honor the laws of God. Okay. What is the laws of God? We're not intimate until we're married in some religions, right? That would be an example. So it's a feeling of that commitment with the wedding bells. I do have a crown. I do have a flower. That came into me as I want to make you feel special again. I do want to put you on a throne. I do want to make you feel special. I'm sorry that I didn't make you feel special. And I have a seahorse, and I don't know whether it's true or not, but years ago I had heard that seahorses were soulmates like swans. And if it's not true, that's okay. I like the story anyways. That seahorses have a partner. And when they sleep, they tie their little tails together so that they don't float away from each other and they don't lose each other in the ocean. And I always thought that was the sweetest thing. So maybe your person's saying, I need my other seahorse so that when I'm sleeping, you don't float away, and that I wake up and you're right by my side. So those are the charms. So those are beautiful. Okay, so Spirit's saying, just remember that people are brought together for a reason. And sometimes we're brought together for a long period of time, and sometimes we're brought together for a shorter period of time, depending on what the lesson is meant to be heard or meant to be felt. So it's a reminder to all of us that, you know, when we do have a wonderful relationship, you know, we want to keep it going. But when Spirit decides along with us that we have to move on, then that tells us that there's always something else. And there's another journey for you to have that could be even more beautiful than what you're experiencing with this person. So keep that in mind. Okay, Spirit, please share with me final messages. I have a Queen of Pentacles. I have a Four of Pentacles. I have a Ten of Pentacles. And I have a Four of Wands. So there's an offer of security here, whether it's I want to share a home with you, I want to marry you someday, I want to make your life easier. I know that it's difficult when you're not with me, and it is difficult. There's a difference between being single and on your own and having somebody to share a life with. It is difficult. So it's almost a promise if it comes back. A King of Pentacles. Yeah, there's a lot of energy around I want to provide for you, very masculine energy. I want to take care of you. And those could have been promises that they shared with you in the past, that they did. They do feel that way, that they do want to be with you, and they do take care of you when things are good. They're very good to you, something like that. Final love messages, Spirit. What is it that you need us to know? Honestly, I don't want to be in a relationship right now. They could have said that. I just want to work on myself. Okay, until they feel the pain, until they have that no contact space that they've finally realized I've made a big mistake. So that could have been something that they said. I need to work on myself. I need some space. And everybody thinks that that's their out, but not necessarily. Sometimes they just need their space. They want to heal on something. True love is hard to find, but I found it with you. So they're not going to deny that they were in love with you. They're not going to deny that this wasn't real. In fact, I think when you hear their voice, it will remind you how real it is. I've been depressed lately, and things have been really hard. I feel like karma unfortunately has kind of presented itself, and life hasn't been as easy as it normally is. And whether they're realizing it or not, it's just the energy of the universe. What you put out into the universe, you get back. So if this person hasn't been good to people, they haven't been loving to people, they haven't been treating people right, then they're going to get a flat tire on the way to work, as opposed to somebody else, you know. So I know that's a random thing, but you know, I'm just using that as an example. It's like somehow that karma always catches up with people. I regret walking away. Absolutely. And we belong together. So somebody out there is thinking of you today. And if this connection and this reading had meaning to you, okay, claim it, own it, it's yours. I want to thank Spirit for these messages. If you are new to my channel, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Claim it. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, go to my website, KathyMammelin.psychicmedium.com. If you'd like to check out my main channel or my pick a card channel, then I will put those links in the comments. So check those out as well. In the meantime, my no contact, I'm just going to leave you with one word, and you're not going to be happy with it, but patience is a virtue. And that is exactly what you have to have in these types of relationships. So we'll see you again real soon in another no contact reading here on this channel.